if the shopkeeper tells you that instead of giving one discount, he will give you two discounts, two successive discounts. Okay. Now, why are two successive discounts given? See, two successive discounts are given because sometimes, in fact, why sometimes it is mostly to confuse the customers. Okay. Because they will think that if two successive discounts are given, they are getting more discounts. But actually, they are not getting as much discount. Okay. We'll see this in an example with the help of an example later that what actually is happening in successive discounts. But successive discounts sometimes is not only given to confuse customers, but sometimes the intention is more honest. That is, successive discounts are sometimes given when one discount is not enough. Suppose the shopkeeper is giving you 20% discount. Okay. Now what he says is that now what he realizes that after giving 20% discount, even still customers are not coming to his shop. Okay. Then what he does is he says that fine, additionally, I will give more discount. That is, I will give 10% more discount. Okay. So what does this 10% extra discount mean? What does this 10% extra discount means? It actually means suppose if he marks the article at rupees 100. Okay. Suppose the shopkeeper marks the article at rupees 100. Initially, he was giving a discount of how much? 20%. Okay. So what should be his selling price after giving 20% discount? 1 minus 20 by 100 into mark price, right? So this comes to 80 rupees. Okay, this comes to 80 rupees. Now now what happens? Even though he's selling the article for rupees 80, there are not many customers who are coming. So what he says is that I will give additional 10% discount. So how much discount is he now giving? Now, since he is giving an additional discount of 10%, so selling price after additional discount or after a successive discount of 10%, what should be his new selling price, his final selling price? His final selling price would be now after deduction 20% he was already giving and his selling price was 80 rupees. Now he is giving additionally 10%. So what happens? He will calculate 10% of 80 rupees. Okay. So that it comes to 8 rupees. So now what is his in fact, this is the discount. His final selling price will be 1 minus, since he is giving an additional discount of 10%, 10 by 100 into this time, instead of the mark price as 100, I will not assume 100. I will take the mark price as 80 because this discount has all because this discount was already given at first. Okay. So now the price comes down from 80, from 100 to 80. So this 10% will be calculated on 80. So this will be 1 minus 1 by 10 because this 0 and this 0 cancels into 80. So now you take the LCM. So how much is his selling price, actual selling price coming to? It is coming to rupees 72. So how much actually discount has he given? From 100, he went down to 80. And from 80, he came down to 72, right? So from 100, after giving two successive discounts of 20% and 10%, he's coming down to 72. Why is he coming down to 72? Because when the mark price was 100, he was giving a discount of, say, D1%. He was giving a discount initially 20%. He was giving a discount of 20 rupees, which selling price came to 80 rupees. Now in 80 rupees, he saw that he's not getting many customers, right? So what he did was that he gave an additional discount of 10%. And now his price came down to 72. Now when the price came down to 72, now he saw that fine, now he is getting more and more customers. That is why two successive discounts are given. Now, I told you the element of confusing customers. Where does the confusion arise? The confusion arises when you and I, when we go to a shop, the shopkeeper says that I am giving two successive discounts of 20% and 10%. So what I'll do is I'll add these two. 20% plus 10% equal to 30%, right? I'm going to add this and I'll say, okay, fine, this shopkeeper is giving me 30% discount, but actually he is not giving me 30% discount. How much discount is he giving me? See that from 100, he's coming down to 72, right? So what is his total discount he is giving? Total discount that he is giving is 100 minus 72, which is 28 rupees. He is giving a discount of 28 rupees. On what mark price? Mark price was 100 rupees. So what is his percentage discount? Percentage discount is discount divided by mark price into 100. So these two cancel, 28%. So although initially you thought that you were getting a discount of 30%, actually his discount was not 30%. His discount was 28%. That is the purpose of successive discounts. So two purposes of successive discounts. First is to get the customers confused, okay, so that they think that they are getting more discount. And the second thing is that if additional discount is given, then more and more customers will come to his shop to purchase his articles. Okay, so there are two purposes of this successive discounts. In fact, successive discounts in actual terms, uh, when you will read later, these successive discounts are actually trade discounts and cash discounts. Okay, later on you will realize that these are nothing but trade discounts. These are nothing but trade discounts and cash discounts. Okay, you will come across these terms later. Okay, so suppose he is giving 20% trade discount and he is giving 10% cash discount. Okay, that also happens, but then these are purely commercial terms. So you will come across these two terms later on, but for the time being, just remember that this successive discount is nothing but an additional discount that is given on the mark price, on in not mark price, in fact the selling price. So let us see some problems on successive discount. Now, first of all, the formula for calculating successive discounts, calculate the selling price when two successive discounts are offered. Okay, so the formula here is that selling, if two successive discounts of D1% and D2% are given, then the selling price after these successive discount you can calculate directly. 1 minus D1% by 100 into 1 minus D2% by 100 into the original mark price. Okay, this is something that you must know. We'll use this formula to calculate the final selling price. So in our last
Sir,
example that I,
excuse me, sir.
yes,
Sir, tomorrow is this chapter test. You can tell me, sir. I forget.
you ask your friend, they'll tell you.
Okay,
Pathetic
sir.
condition you are in. Tomorrow, which test you don't know. So selling price is can be calculated. Just in the last example, I told you that D1% was 20% first discount, D2% was 10%, right? And I had given you the mark price to be 100. In this case, how will I calculate the final selling price? Directly I can calculate. Instead of first calculating 20%, then 10%, I can get it this directly. 1 minus 20 by 100 into 1 minus 10 by 100 into 100. And if you calculate this, you will get 72 rupees. Okay, directly you can calculate with the help of this formula. Let us see problems based on this. The printed price of a refrigerator is 28,600. The printed price of a refrigerator is 28,600. A dealer allows two successive discounts. What are the discounts? 10% and 5%. Okay. So here, let us note down what is given. Mark price, the printed price means mark price. So mark price of the refrigerator is 28,600. What are the discount percentages? Two successive discounts. D1%, 10. D2% is 5%. Find the price which the customer has to pay for the refrigerator. What price does the customer pay? The customer pays the price equal to the selling price of the refrigerator, at which the dealer is selling the refrigerator. So what is his final selling price? According to the formula that I gave you, it is 1 minus D1% by 100 into 1 minus D2% by 100 into mark price. This is 1 minus 10 by 100 to 1 minus 5 by 100 into 28,600. Now you can cancel here. Can cancel here. What you get is 1 minus 1 by 10 into 1 minus 1 by 20 into 28,600. Now you take the LCM. This you get 10 minus 1 by 10. This you get 20 minus 1 by 20 into 28,600. So 10 minus 1 by 10 is 9. 9 by 10. This becomes 19 by 20 and 28,600. Two zeros cancel here and 2 will cancel here 143 times. So if you multiply, you will get 24,453. That is the selling price of the refrigerator, and that is what the customer has to pay for the refrigerator. Any questions? Next problem. Two dealers have marked an article at the same price. The first dealer allows two successive discounts of 15% and 5%. The other dealer allows a discount of 20%. Which is the better offer? Now see, this is here you will actually learn what happens in a successive discount. See, I have two shops. Okay, I am the customer. Okay, I'm going to a shop to buy something, and I've got the option of buying it from two shops. In one shop, what I see is that the first in the first dealer in that shop, the first dealer, when I go there, okay, he says that I will give you two successive discounts. What are the discounts? I'll give you 15% discount, and I'll give you 5% discount. Two successive discounts I'm giving. So what will I think? Oh, okay, fine. So what he is doing is he's giving me 15 plus 5 equal to 20% discount, right? Okay, fine. I think this way. Whether I'm right or wrong, I'll see later. Okay, this is what I think. Now what happens? I go to the second shop, and that dealer there, he tells me, the let's say second dealer, the second dealer now tells me that I will not give you two discounts, but in fact I will give you only one discount. Okay, and what is that discount? I'll give you a discount of 20%. So now the question is, now I'm confused. Which shop should I go to? Whether I should go to the first dealer or whether I should go to the second dealer. What I see is he's giving me
For
20.
first dealer.
Wait,
So
he's
first
giving.
dealer.
I'm coming to the reason. Okay. So what I'll think is he's giving me 20% discount and he also is giving me 20% discount. Then why should I mean, which dealer should I go to? That is the decision that I have to make. So what I'll do here is I will have mathematically, if you know a little bit of mathematics, you will calculate the selling price of both the dealers first. Okay, let us consider the first dealer. Let's see how much do I have to pay to the first dealer if I am buying from the first dealer. Okay, say the first dealer. Okay, let us ignore this 20%. Let me just calculate the selling price first. In case of first dealer or the second dealer, in case of both the dealers, let us say that the mark price of the article is 100. Suppose both the dealers have a mark price of 100. That is, when I see there, I see a price tag of 100 rupees on in both their shops for the same item that I'm wanting to buy. Okay, then for the first dealer, let's see what is the selling price. 1 minus D1% by 100, 1 minus D2% by 100 into mark price. Mark price, I'll put the values. D1% is 15, D2% is 5, and the mark price is 100. We cancel this, and now you get 1 minus 3 by 20, 1 minus 1 by 20 into 100. Now you take the LCM, you get 20 minus 3 by 20. Here you get 20 minus 1 by 20 into 100. So what are you getting? You're getting this 17 by 20 into 19 by 20 into 100. Okay, so how much does it come to? This cancels 5 times. This cancels 4 times. Okay, so what you are actually getting is, you multiply, you get 327 by 4. Okay, this comes to is 80.75. So the point here is that he's selling, his actual selling price is coming to 80.75. So if you are going to the first dealer, how much are you paying? You are paying 80 rupees 75 paisa if you're buying it from the first dealer. Let us now
Sir,
consider.
it is 323.
Okay, 323. So if you're buying it from the first dealer, you are paying 80 rupees 75 paisa. And let us now consider the second dealer. How much is the second dealer paying? How much do I have to pay to the second dealer? So what is his selling by mark price for? I have assumed to be 100, and he is giving a discount of 20%. The second dealer, he is giving only a single discount of how much? 20%. So therefore, what should be his selling price? Selling price is 1 minus D% by 100 into mark price. So 1 minus 20 by 100 into mark price I have assumed to be 100 for both the dealers. So this cancels. I get 1 minus 1 by 5 into 100. Take the LCM. You get 5 minus 1 by 5 into 100. You get 4 by 5 into 100. So cancel this 20. You get rupees 80. If you're buying the same item from the second dealer, how much are you paying? 80 rupees. So which dealer should you go to? You should go to a dealer who's charging you less, right? So who is charging you less? The second dealer is actually charging you
Yes, sir.
less. So therefore, which is a better offer for you? The second offer is a better offer. Okay. So the single discount, the offer of a single 20% discount is a better offer. 20% is a better offer. So now you must look at what you were thinking initially. You were thinking initially that the first dealer is giving me two discounts of mm, uh, um, 10%. No, the first dealer was giving me two discounts of 15% and 5%. Okay, and you are adding these two and you are getting 20%. Actually, it was not 20%. Okay, it was actually less than 20%. The first dealer was actually giving a discount of less than 20%. That is why his selling price was higher. And therefore, the single discount of 20% is a better offer. Okay, any questions? Let us now see the next question. Find a single discount equivalent to two successive discounts of 30% and 10%. Okay, now see, uh, I go to a shop and the dealer says that the shopkeeper tells me that I'm giving you two discounts, 30% and 10%. I said, cut the crap. I don't want all that 30% and 20% thing. Okay, you tell me how much single discount you are giving me. Okay, then the dealer is not able to tell you how much single discount. I says you don't give me 10 figures of discount. I don't want all that 10 figures of discounts. Okay, 30%, 10%, 5%. I don't want all that. So give me one single figure how much discount you are giving me. That is what we need to calculate. Actual discount that he is offering. Okay, actual discount percentage. So in this case, what I say is let the mark price be 100. Okay. And what are the two discounts here? 30% and 10%. Two successive discounts. So what is his selling price of the dealer? 1 minus into mark price. 200. So we cancel this. You simply get 1 minus 3 by 10. 1 minus 1 by 10 into 100. Now you take the LCM. 10 minus 3. Here you take the LCM. You get 10 minus 1. Okay, so 10 minus 3 is 7 by 10. And 10 minus 1 is 9. 10 into 100. So two zeros cancel here. You're getting 63. So his selling price is 63 when he's offering two discounts of 30% and 10%. He is selling the item for 63 rupees. So from 100, the price is coming down to 63. So how much should be your percentage discount? What is the actual discount here? What is the discount? 100 minus 63, which is rupees 37 is the discount. So therefore, what is the percentage discount? Percentage discount is discount by mark price into 100. The discount that is giving is 37. Mark price we are assumed to be 100. So he's giving how much? 37% discount. So now what the question is answered, that the shopkeeper is saying I'll give you two discounts of 30% and 10%, but actually he is giving a single discount of 37%. He is not giving you 30 plus 10 is equal to 40% discount. Okay, he is not giving you 40% discount. He is giving you only 37% discount. These figures of 30% and 10% were only there to confuse you, so that you think that you are getting 40% discount. Okay, so when the shopkeeper tells you that I'm giving you two additional discounts, 30% and 10%, then you say that you are actually giving a discount of 37% only. So you should say that I need only a single figure from you. I don't need 10 figures from you. 30%, 10%, 5%, 3%, 2%. I don't want all those figures. Just a single figure of 37%, and then it will be clear. Okay. So that is the concept. I think I've finished this. So, okay, so time and work. Now, what is time and work? Okay. Time and work means you're calculating in how much time you can do a certain work that is given to you. Okay. A certain work that is, suppose if I give you 10 sums to do, the question is in how many days can you complete those 10 sums? Or let's say how many hours you can complete those 10 sums. Okay, suppose you are doing 10 sums in, say suppose you are doing 10 sums in 10 hours, suppose We are doing 10 sums in 10 hours, right? Then we define something called as the work done. What is the work done by you? We define something called as the work done. Work done is the fraction of work. Remember, fraction of work finished in unit time. Okay, in your fraction of work that is finished in unit time. For example, coming back to our example, 10 hours you are finishing your homework, say of 10 sums or 20 sums, whatever. But the homework, in order to finish your homework, you are taking 10 hours. So what is the work done by you? Work done by you will be 1 by 10. Why should it be 1 by 10? Because you are completing 1 by 10 part of the work, 1 by 10th part of the work in 1 hour. Okay, so if you are taking 10 hours to complete your homework, then you're in 1 hour, how much fraction of work are you completing? You're completing only 1 by 10th part of your work. Okay, similarly, suppose a laborer, a daily laborer, suppose he has been given some work, so say for the renovation of a building. Okay, and he's doing it alone, and he takes say around 15 days to complete the work. If he takes 15 days to complete the renovation work, then how much work is done by him? Work done by him, that is in one day, how much work is he doing? Work done by him will be 1 by 15. That is, he is completing only 1 by 15 part of the work. Okay, in one day. That is what the definition of work done is. So we define work done as a formula. First of all, work done is equal to 1 divided by total number of days or hours, whatever, total number of days or hours taken to complete a work. Okay, example will be this one, that is the laborer is spending 15 days to complete the work alone. Then his work done will be 1 by 15, that is he is completing 1 by 15 part of the work. Similarly, if I give you, this was formula number 1, you must remember. Okay, similarly, if I give you that the work done by a laborer is 1 by 15, in how many days will he complete the work? You will just take so total number of days or hours taken to complete a work is equal to 1 by work done. Okay, so for example, if I am giving you that the laborer takes work done by a laborer is say 1 by 15. Okay, that means in one day he's finishing 1 by 15 part of the work. In how many days will he be able to finish the work? Number of days taken to finish the work, it will be 1 by 15, which is 15 days. Okay, so if I give you 15 days finished to complete a work, you will calculate the work done to be 1 by 15. And if I give you the work done to be 1 by 15, you will know that the work can be completed in 15 days. That is what you must remember, the first two formulas. Next, the third formula is number of days required to complete a work, number of days taken to complete a work is equal to remaining work to be done divided by, suppose there are two people working. Okay, and let's say they are A and B, or even there may be three people. the number of days taken to complete a work will be remaining work to be done divided by number of days taken by A, say a worker A, to finish the work alone. Okay. Now suppose an example in this regard. Suppose there are two workers A and B. A completes the work in 5 days. Okay. B completes alone. A alone. Let's say A alone completes the work in 5 days. B alone completes the work in say 4 days. Now what happens? That A works for 2 days and he leaves. A works for 2 days and he leaves. And B finishes the remaining work. And B finishes the remaining work. Then the question is how much time, in how many days, in how many days will B finish the remaining work alone? The remaining work alone. Let us answer this question. Now see, A completes alone can complete a work in 5 days. So what is the work done by A? Work done by A is 1 by 5. What is the work done by B? 1 by 4, right? So what is the work done by A and B? Work done by A and B is the sum of these two, 1 by 5 plus 1 by 4. Okay. So now you take the LCM and calculate this. 25 and 4 LCM, 4 plus 5. 9 by 20 is the work done by A and B. Now what do you mean by work done? As I told you, work done means how much work they are completing in 1 day. So after two, now how many till how many days have A and B worked together? They have worked together for 2 days. See, A works for 2 days, right? So A and B are working together for 2 days. So in 2 days, what is the fraction of work completed? What is the work done in 2 days? Work done. If work done in 1 day is 9 by 20, work done in 2 days will be 2 into 9 by 20, which is 9 by 10. This is the work done. This is a fraction of work that is completed in 2 days. How much work is remaining? How much work is remaining? Total work is 1, out of which in 2 days they have completed 9 by 10. So how much work remains? 1 by 10 work remains. And who leaves? A leaves, right? A leaves. So in how many days will B finish the work? According to this formula, number of remaining work to be done. I think I'll keep with this next time. Okay.